If you're looking for the perfect party appetizer, these crab stuffed mushrooms are amazing, and they're so simple to make. Let me show you how. I'm Kelly with Suburban Soapbox, and today I am making the best crab stuffed mushrooms. This is the perfect appetizer. You can actually make them ahead of time and then bake them right before your party starts. They are filled with this creamy crab filling in a tender baked mushroom, and they're so satisfying. One hint of warning, make a double batch because they go quickly. So to make your crab stuffed mushrooms, you're going to need, obviously, some mushrooms. I have these baby Bella mushrooms here, but you can use a cremini mushroom, just like a regular white button mushroom. These are a little on the larger side. I usually like to have a mushroom like about this size, but for some reason, this is what I got in my grocery order. Use what you can. It doesn't really matter the size of the mushroom, but I like the smaller ones because they're more bite-sized. So you're not like fumbling around with a plate or a drink. You can just kind of like pop them in your mouth. You're also going to need 1 block of cream cheese, 8 ounces, some Worcestershire sauce, sour cream, mayonnaise, obviously some crab meat, Parmesan cheese, parsley, and lemon. So to get started, you're going to have to prep your mushrooms. And mushrooms are notoriously dirty when you get them from the grocery store, but they also soak up water like a sponge. So you can't throw these in a colander and give them a rinse and like wash them off. You actually have to take like a damp paper towel or a kitchen towel, tea towel, whatever you have, and wipe them off. So we're removing the stem, and you're just gonna gently wipe off all the dirt that's all over. They're pretty filthy, so you don't want any of that in your food. And then once you've taken off the stem, and you can put that aside, the stems are great for like vegetable stock, or you can make a cream of mushroom soup. Like definitely repurpose your mushroom stems. You can throw them in a freezer bag and pop them in the freezer and just throw them in like whatever you're making to add a ton of flavor. And then you're just gonna take a spoon and gently scoop out the gills inside the mushroom. And we'll just kind of put that on that plate. And this does take a little bit of time, and that's why this is a great way to like prep ahead for a party. And we'll just do one more. Just pop that stem out, set it aside, give your mushroom cap a little wipe, and then scoop out that center. So you're essentially making like a little mushroom bowl. So now we have our mushrooms prepped ahead. And you're gonna need a hand mixer or a stand mixer for this. It makes it so much easier to make this filling. If you don't have either one, you can stir this by hand, but it's just gonna take you a little bit longer to get the job done. So we're just gonna put our cream cheese in a bowl. You want your cream cheese to be room temperature. If it's not room temperature, it's just going to be lumpy. It's not gonna blend really well. And we're just gonna put that in the bowl. Next, we're going to add our sour cream, our mayonnaise, the Worcestershire sauce, Parmesan cheese, and we're going to use the zest and the juice of 1 lemon. Make sure you catch your seeds when you're squeezing the lemon juice into your cheese mixture. Nobody wants the surprise. Blend this on low speed so you don't splash all over the place. All right, now our cream cheese mixture is nice and blended. Just gonna move these dishes to the sink real quick. At this point, we're just gonna fold in our parsley and the crab and a little bit of salt and pepper. So I have jumbo lump crab meat here. Jumbo lump crab meat is a little expensive, especially right now. You can definitely use just a regular lump crab meat, or a claw crab meat would work really well in this too. The jumbo lump crab meat is expensive because it's very tedious to like extract from the crab. It does have to be done by hand, so I mean the price is totally warranted. So I like to give you some other options to add if you don't want to pay that much money for your jumbo lump crab meat. So the jumbo lump crab meat comes in these lumps. That's why it's called jumbo lump. And you don't want to break them up too much. You want to kind of keep the integrity of the crab. I mean, you're going to have some few pieces that are small and they're going to fall apart, but you want to make sure that you're maximizing the flavor in these mushrooms. And I like to pull the crab meat out of the container other than pouring it, because sometimes there's liquid in the bottom that doesn't get all drained out, even if you do drain it over the sink. And it will definitely water down your crab stuffed mushrooms. So we'll just pull out these pieces. And just for your reference, this was $24.99 at the grocery store for this little 8-ounce container. It's a little more economical to go up and get a pound of crab meat. And if you do that, you can use the other half of your container for either a crab salad or for crab cakes or even in a crab dip. Now I'm gonna season with a little bit of salt and pepper and put a little bit of snipped parsley in there for some color. I'll just use the kitchen shears for that. You can just snip it right over the bowl. And you're gonna wanna fold this in. So you don't wanna break up the crab meat too much. So just fold it over, just so that it's blended pretty well. And if you really wanna amp up the flavor a little bit, you can put some pepper jack cheese in here, or a little hint of cayenne pepper. If you wanna go old school like Maryland, do a little bit of Old Bay seasoning is really good, but I like them just like this, very simple and classic. All right, now we're ready to fill the mushroom caps. So to make things really easy filling your mushroom caps, I like to use a cookie dough scoop. It works better if you have a smaller mushroom, so we'll see how this works with these jumbo monster mushrooms we have here. So you're just gonna arrange them in your baking dish, and if they're wedged in there, that's not a bad thing. They're gonna shrink up a little bit and they'll slide around, so you kind of want them wedged in to start so that they kind of form a little base on the bottom of your baking sheet, and then they won't roll around on your serving platter as much when you're ready to serve them. So now we're just gonna scoop our crab mixture and plop that right in there. If you don't have a cookie scoop, you can certainly just use a spoon and fill them up that way. This just makes it a little bit easier. All right, our mushrooms are ready to go into the oven. We're just gonna bake these at 350 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes until they're golden brown and bubbling and tender. Our mushrooms are done. They look creamy and juicy and amazing. We're just gonna plate them up on a platter. I like to slice some lemon just to kind of arrange on the serving platter. And I don't always know the best way to get them out of the baking dish, but we're gonna try a little spatula and tongs, and hopefully they won't fall apart. Maybe it'll help just take them out with my fingers. They're cool enough now. They look so delicious. So a little tip, I did rush to put them on the platter. You might want to let them set up for 1 to 2 minutes, cool off before you put them on your platter. Give a chance for that cheese to kind of firm up a little bit. You can't eat them when they're molten lava hot anyway, so just give them a moment. Don't rush, don't be like me. And we're just gonna put some parsley around to brighten it up. We'll just cut it right here on the countertop and then sprinkle it over top. And that's it. There are our crab stuffed mushrooms. We're ready to serve all of our guests, me being the guests. All right, I'm gonna take a bite of my crab stuffed mushroom. It's so good. Really rich and creamy with just that light crab flavor. It's so tender and amazing. You have got to try these. If you like this recipe, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. For more easy recipes, visit thesuburbansoapbox.com. Thanks again.